South, opposite the number 1 team.
Good afternoon, everybody. There being a quorum of council present tonight, this meeting is hereby called to order at 6:35 p.m. Please make sure your cell phones are turned off or in the silent mode to avoid any unnecessary interruptions in the meeting. Public comments are only allowed during the public comment portion of the meeting. Please see your agenda. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to address the city council. You'll be notified at the end of 2 minutes that you have 1 minute remaining to summarize. Okay, roll call.
Mayor Hale.
Here.
Councilmember Baker.
Here.
Councilmember Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Webb.
Here.
Councilmember Francis.
Here.
Councilmember Shirey.
Here.
Okay, minutes for review. The first set of minutes is from the August 4th work session. I'll give you a few minutes to look over those.
I've already noticed one thing, on page 4 of the August 4th, I should take out the entire item B. It was the previous noise ordinance discussion, I just didn't take it out when I was typing the new set of minutes.
Oh, okay.
So we have a duplicate.
Okay, so take out the number B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion to approve is
Second.
amended.
And I have a motion and a second to approve as amended. Roll call vote, I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The minutes for the August 4th work session are approved. Next, we have the minutes from the August 16th work session. have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And the minutes from the August 16th work session are now approved. Do we have any public comments?
Jimmy Robertson.
My first time through this.
You're fine.
Thank y'all for letting me come to speak with y'all, but I'm here kind of on behalf of Mary G. Montgomery students. I think they run some copies for y'all. This is our first school in Mobile County to be able to get up the high school bass fishing teams. And we've been working on this for going on 3 years. And what we're asking the city to do is help to be one of our sponsors and all with the fishing team, because this is a great opportunity for a lot of the kids that don't get to play any other kind of sports. We've had, I think, either 51 or 52 kids to sign up for this. And they're excited. Mr. Dumas at school, he's excited about it. He's on with the team. And so is Mr. Joe Toomey and all the principal. And Sarah Land and Satsuma, they have a fishing team. But they're city schools. Mary G. is a county school, and this is the first Mobile County school to be able to have it. So we're looking for big things to in the future and all for our kids and all to be able to participate in this. We will be going out of town on some tournaments. The first one is the 29th of this month, and that's Alexander City. And we don't know how many kids we're gonna be able to take yet, but they're willing and they're ready, and a lot of the parents is not gonna be able to participate in the out of town tournaments, but we're gonna have what we call in-house fishing tournaments and all, like with Mary G., the 4 schools in Baldwin County, and 2 schools in Sarah Land Satsuma. And you know, prizes and stuff and all that, to give them something that they can participate in, and that where they can be able to be a part of this program and all. And but any kind of donations or help that y'all can give us, we would love to have y'all as the sponsor on our shirts. We wear a shirt that's going to be just like your Bass Pros wear. It's going to have the logos and all on it. The sponsors, I think you see a $500 sponsor on there. That will go on the back or right here on the front as a major sponsor. And so far we've had good results. We hadn't hit a lot of the small business. We're waiting to see how many of the kids actually come on board and really want to participate, and the parents are agreeable. We're wanting them to go out and help mainly get some sponsors where they can say, we go to Mary G. Montgomery from Semmes, Alabama. Can y'all help us? No, we'd appreciate it, you know. But anything that y'all can do for us, or any questions you have, you know, I'd love to try to answer them for you, because this is not for me. I'm just be a captain on that boat. I'll have 2 kids fishing with me. They cannot run the boat, but I've been mentoring kids for a long time, and we've got, you know, my church is involved in it, and I got some members of my church and all that. They're willing to be a captain, use their boats to help kids that their parents don't have a boat. And it's something that's it's really big in the state of Alabama, further north you go. I mean, I didn't know that South Alabama had a fishing team, but they seen our website, and they called. They want to participate with us, help the kids. They're speaking to the parents and the kids tonight at a meeting to guide them on their scholarship programs, that they can win scholarships and all to go to different colleges that participate in it. Alabama does, Auburn does, Mississippi State. You know, a lot of the major colleges have scholarships to go toward these kids that might not be able to make it in the sports field. So, next year, we're hoping, working through the school board, that there's going to be a half a credit added to their report cards for them to participate in this, because they'll have to miss, well, some Thursdays that we're going to go to a tournament out of town. We'll have to leave on Thursday around lunchtime. We'll pre-fish on Friday, and they'll fish tournaments on Saturday. And most of the time we'll come home on Saturday night. And it's just a great opportunity to me. Because my kids are grown. Now I got grandkids. one of them is on the team. So, you know, but I'm just glad to be able to participate in it and all, and we would really enjoy and like to see the city's names on some of the advertising and all we're gonna be doing. If y'all have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer. Thank y'all for letting me speak.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And if y'all do, you got my number, or Mr. Webb or Mr. Smith, they know me, and they can get a hold of it.
Okay.
Well, it should be remarked that,
Sir?
it should be remarked that we identify very closely with MGM. In fact, we think it's our school, so.
Well, that is
it'll be
Semmes
tried-
school. That's our
we're
school,
gonna try
you know.
to see what we can do.
That's
Thank you.
correct.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank
Any
y'all.
other-
Thank you.
Any other comments? Do we have any other public comments?
No.
Okay, the first presentation tonight is a performance contract for Semmes Heritage Park grounds and building maintenance. And Ms. Diane Moore.
Yes, the purpose of us being here tonight is to ask the city to continue helping us with the performance grant for our historic Semmes Heritage Park. This year, we're asking for $13,020. This was the amount suggested by the Parks, Rec, and Beautification Committee, and also going through the Finance Committee. Of course, we know that Semmes Heritage Park is our historical treasure here in Semmes. We have the 1 acre park there on Wolf Road. We have the 1902 Semmes School Building, the Malone Chapel, which is a replica of Mount Pleasant Church, and the recently added the log cabin and the playground with early playground equipment that replicates early equipment. And I'm forgetting my thought here because I was looking here at this the picture of the historic marker. Now we have a beautiful historic marker that's been up since May 7th on Semmes Heritage Day that we're so very proud of, that really shows everyone going by what an important historical role the park plays in Semmes. And we're very, very grateful to have that historic marker placed there. Our financial support of the park is primarily from membership dues, rentals, fundraisers, and donations, and of course, the help that's been given to us from, gratefully, the city of Semmes. The school is the most important building there, the 1902 building. It was rescued in 1994, and then it was renovated. That was completed in 1999, and was dedicated in 2001. Field trips are conducted there. We have workshops. Of course, we have many events that take place there. And the Malone Chapel and the log cabin and the school building, all three serve as museums that with all sorts of historical books, memorabilia, art displays, artifacts that people can see how life took place back in the early 1900s. We have plans and events that are sponsored by Semmes Heritage Park, which include field trips and tours. The Camellia Maids are now being represented in Semmes Heritage Park, and they serve as ambassadors that represents the park and the city at many scheduled events. Semmes Old Fashioned Christmas is held every year on the first Friday evening in December. Semmes Heritage Park also participates with our Semmes Christmas Tour that's sponsored by Semmes Women's Club. The Camellia Festival is held every year now in January. The Semmes Heritage Day event, which is really growing, last year was our biggest yet, is held on the first Saturday in May, which celebrates the history of Semmes. And we're looking to participate with the Alabama Bicentennial Celebration, which is, begins in 2017. We are requesting the grant from the city of Semmes to continue the ongoing maintenance needs there at Semmes Heritage Park for the grounds and for the buildings, plus some improvement projects. I'm sure you see the pictures there of the school building and the marker on page 3. And then we're looking too at the maintenance list that comes after that lists about 13 items with broken down amounts that total the $13,020. Item number 7 has got an asterisk by it and explains it down at the bottom, because that refers to the new storage building that is being purchased by the Alumni Friends of Semmes School, which is, of course, Semmes Heritage Park. But, Sammy, that's been purchased, hasn't it?
Right, it's supposed to be delivered
Okay.
either this weekend, probably. I talked to the fella and he said it should be delivered either Friday or next week.
So we're very excited about that addition, because we are really just bursting at the seams for storage needs there. So that building is a 10 by 16 utility storage building, and it costs right at a little over $3,000. So that number 7 up there refers to things that need to be done inside the storage building on the inside, for shelving and painting and so forth. I think you have a picture of the building that we purchased. And after that, you have the budget for Semmes Heritage Park, for the actual budget for this year, and then the projected budget for 2016 and 17. I'll give you a minute to look over all that. If you have any questions, Sammy or Karen can answer them. All right.
Chapel income picked up.
Yes.
Information here, it looks like you get a lot done with a very compact budget there.
Well, it's
Appreciate-
been a group effort, thank you very much, but, Karen's given us some very great figures, and Sandy's been working hard to get the list ready with, Glenn Morrison, getting all the figures exacted, so we appreciate that, all the work that's been done. And again, we appreciate the city. Semmes Heritage Park looks great, but it's only because of what has been done through the city of Semmes, because we could not keep up with the maintenance without that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have the first part of the budget expenses that we'll be going through. Okay, tonight we're gonna get started with the Public Works, first. You may turn off that light. You may have to reduce it just a little bit. Okay, the first line item is Public Works Employee Benefits. This is $102,028. This is actually, we've reduced this. We have, not as many, employees that are on the family coverage, and that's the one that costs the city the most money. That's on the health insurance side. So that's reduced our cost a good bit there. So we're not looking actually to, I think things have pretty well leveled out on all of our employees and, on Public Works. So we have $102,028. Last year, we had budgeted $116,90, so that's a reduction of $67,088. On the payroll expense, this is your Social Security, Medicare, unemployment. Proposing $35,507.81. Last year we budgeted $50,592. So that's a reduction of $15,084. Public Works salaries. We have $438,368. Last year we had budgeted $505,922. I'm gonna explain that. That's down $67,554. I'm gonna explain where that takes up. The next line item that you'll see down under the salaries, the grand total, I'm sorry, you have contract labor. You got the grand total is $575,903. Last year we had budgeted a total on the salaries, benefits, and expenses of $725,631. If you look at the next line item down, we have contract labor, and we always have anywhere from maybe 5 to 8 employees that are hired through SARCSI. So what we do, we pay a flat rate for those employees, so we don't have the expenses and things like that that go along with those. So if you add together the $575,903 and then the $154, that's the total that it would be for the employees and the salaries. Okay, next we have telephone expenses. Last year we had budgeted 9,500. This year, 9,400. We actually got a little bit of reduction on our AT&T phone bill. It was a special that they were running that we jumped on, and it cut our phone bill a little bit. But we've got our phone expenses come under this, the cell phone expense for the superintendent and also for the inspector. Internet expense, that's the AT&T internet, and then the push to talk, which we also use for emergency preparedness. We kept that constant at 4,000. That's what we had budgeted last year, and we're going to be on target for that. Consumables, $25,000. The same thing for that this year, for the coming year, and we're actually on target to spend about $25,000 this year. Technology and computer expense. Okay, we budgeted last year $7,500, and we'd like to have a little bit more this year, a little bit more of a cushion. We're asking for $9,950. One of the things is we've got some computers now that are getting a little bit older that we need to start replacing, because it's costing us more money to have them repaired than what they're really worth. We just need to go ahead and buy some new ones. Okay, vehicle maintenance or vehicle expenses. Last year we had budgeted $15,500. This year we're asking for $20,000. We've got 3 trucks that need to have tires replaced all the way around. We've got, this is in addition to our regular maintenance. And we have one that actually has an AC out that needs to be fixed. Okay, next we have equipment expenses. Equipment, we count things like our dump trucks, the skid steer, the tractor, things like that go into the equipment expenses. We budgeted $25,000 last year, and we're asking for $25,000 again this year. The leased equipment expense, $27,020. That would remain the same, and that's actually for the street sweeper. AlDOT SWA maintenance agreement. This is the maintenance agreement that we have with AlDOT for the repair of the traffic lights. That would remain the same, $3,000. Emergency weather preparedness. Last year we budgeted $20,000. We haven't spent $20,000 this year, but that'll just go back to the general fund. But that's something I think we need to do for next year again too. You just never know. We need to have those funds available. Okay, next line item is road and street maintenance. Last year we budgeted $403,000. This year we're asking for $430,000. This is for things like, give you kind of a list. Drainage repairs, erosion repairs, paved street maintenance and repairs, dirt road maintenance, street signage, right-of-way maintenance, mowing, road and right-of-way surveying. We have a new item on the budget for this year, which is going to be traffic signal electricity. So the Mobile County has been taking care of this in the past. Now that's something that we're going to have to start picking up. We actually started picking up this past month, and I think it's $27, Jason, a month per light. So that's going to be something new for this year. We have debris, landfill charges, things that we can't chip, different, if we have to cut a tree down or take a tree down or something we can't deal with, we take to the landfill. Paved road resurfacing, speed bumps. Also with the paved road, you have surveying, design, engineering, permits, and things like that. So that's what what kind of encompasses the 430,000 this year. So this year for the public works total expenses, last year we budgeted $1,351,051. And this year we're looking at $1,394,454. It would be an increase of $43,403. So any questions or on any of those? And maybe something you may want to take home and study, that's fine.
I think the percentage increase or decrease, that's a little,
Something wrong with it.
Yeah, that number's wrong, but the
all of
increase,
it, all the
the
increase,
percentages may not be right.
increase and decrease, all of them are wrong.
Yeah, I probably should have taken that one off. So that's gonna be, hold on a minute. Battery don't go dead.
What about 3%?
Yeah, I think it's just,
Could be
the
three.
the 103 would be the 3% over the 100%.
Yeah.
Just a 3% change.
Same thing with the one right above there, 6.7.
The calculation's all right, it's the label at the top that's misleading.
Yeah.
Increase or decrease.
The leased equipment,
Mhm.
can you or Jason elaborate on that, the leased equipment? What is that?
Street sweeper?
That's it?
Mhm.
There's nothing else?
I think we should just forget about the percentage. That's what we got with the
Yeah. I mean, we're very close, in the salaries, that's not adding anyone new. We're not adding any new positions. It is giving, a good bit of the employees anywhere from a 3 to a 5% raise. So I think that's a positive, and that's something we always try to do, is to, we'll give merit raises when we can, and we also give cost of living raises or something every year to kind of help people out a little bit. And we've got a great group of employees at Public Works, so we need to do something, we need to continue doing that. Any other questions?
I would totally agree with that last statement. We need to at least keep up with the real rate of inflation for our city employees. It's something we need to look at real hard.
Okay, have questions? Next on the agenda, we have the noise ordinance for the city of Semmes, and Mr. Smith.
Madam President, I did not get the extensively changed ordinance to the clerk, and so I'd like to pass over next meeting, please.
Okay. Ordinance is an ordinance removing the stop sign at the end of Spanish Oak Drive and replacing the yield signs on Pretty Branch Drive East and West. And Mr. Shirey.
Okay, excuse me. We had discussed this in the council with Sergeant Friend probably a year and a half ago. And at that time, we had the stop sign removed and yield signs put up on east and west precincts, and it worked fantastic. I didn't get hit in the backside of my car at all without the stop sign. And there have been many times when I've had people slam the brakes to keep from hitting me because I stopped, and most people that live in there don't. When they repaved the road, they put the white bar where the stop sign used to be and didn't put the bars where the yield signs were, so somebody came back later, I'm not sure who did it, but they took the yield signs down and put the stop signs back. This ordinance is to change that, get rid of the stop sign, put the yield signs back, which is much safer for everybody entering and driving around in Pretty Branch. So that's the main purpose of this, just to get it back where it was working well, and it's not now.
Okay. All right, council comments, Mr. Baker?
Okay. No.
No, okay, Mr. Smith?
Sounds good to me. We talked about it extensively before we took care of that some time back, and so you get it back where it was. Thank you.
Ms. Webb?
No comment, thank you.
Ms. Ransom?
I have a question. What changed to make it go from a yield to a stop?
I don't know.
Was it, you know?
When the road was initially constructed, there were plans designed that had to meet the requirements for Mobile County and for the road construction. And so the road was built to that standard, and I think y'all had tried to get the sign taken down, or the stop sign taken down by Mobile County, but then they refused. So there was a conversation, I couldn't find a resolution or an ordinance that we had passed, so it must have been a conversation in some, a meeting or whatever. But when the engineer went back and did the layout again and all the engineering for the repaving, he went back to the way it originally was stated, because that's the way, yes. So, and what we're looking at and what the council's gonna have to make a decision on, we have traffic engineers that have said this is the way it's supposed to be done. Do we go with that? Or do we take the stop sign down and do it different? So, I mean, if we don't have, the way they're looking at it is Pretty Branch is a continuous circle. And you have something that tees into Pretty Branch, which is Spanish Oak. And I know we had the same thing at Roberts Lane. At the end of Roberts Lane, it tees into Roberts East and West.
Stop sign.
Right, and there's a stop sign there, and then one side has a yield, the east has a yield. The west does not, but the east does, but there's a stop sign at the end. And there's a uniform code for traffic, and I guess that's what the engineers go by when they figure out where does the stop sign go, where does the yield sign go, and that's what they use, that's what they base this on. So, I think the only concern that the city has, or in my opinion that the city would have, is if we remove it and somebody has a wreck, and it's because we don't have it up to the standard that was designed by the engineer, could we be liable?
The problem with that is there's more wrecks with the stop sign than the way it was after we took the stop sign down and had the yields. I've had people, like I say, slam on the brakes and leave skid marks to keep from hitting me, because most of the people that live in there don't stop, never did, even when the stop sign was up there.
Well, why would you're saying they ignore signs now?
They ignored the stop signs, yes, but not the yield. If you're coming either way on Pretty Branch, you can see better up Spanish Oak than somebody coming down Spanish Oak, seeing people coming around the curves. Because Pretty Branch, like you said, the mayor said, it's an oval, basically. It's not really even a circle.
Right.
And when they're coming around from either east or west side, people coming down Spanish Oak can't see them as well as people coming up to a yield sign, because you're gonna, when you got a yield sign, most people will slow down at least to look up Spanish Oak before they turn on.
Yeah, but they should stop.
But, well, they should, but they don't. And
I mean, we
the-
talked about earlier on our street, stop sign, stop.
I've been there for 38 years, and I've seen, I don't know how many people that live there, and visitors that run the stop sign. So the stop sign is much more dangerous than the yield signs. And the only way to change it is with an ordinance. I don't think we could do it really. We did it before, and I thought we did do a resolution, but
I searched, I couldn't find
it
a
has to be in some of the
resolution.
minutes.
Well, we can,
But then, my question would be, just for the, in thinking about the good of the city and whether the city's liable, which I think, Jacob, wouldn't the city be liable if
Yeah, it would be pretty hard, but if the city were to pass something that weren't up to code or the specs for county engineer, AlDOT, whoever, maybe. I mean, for the most part, it's gonna be the driver, whoever it is, that caused the wreck. It's gonna be primarily liable. But yeah,
But
if somebody say, you know, or whoever put that stop sign there according to,
code.
yeah, and then we removed it, and I don't know if that's happened, I don't know. And put in a yield, then there could be a theory there. I think it'd be hard, but yeah, there could be. You know, I think, do you know who, I mean, under what original plan that stop sign or yield sign was put? The county did it? Before
The county
Semmes
did it.
was incorporated?
Right, and when the engineer was doing the drawings for the repaving and the resurfacing, they put it back because they said that it was supposed to go there. So that was part of their design.
Okay.
They replaced stop signs, they have to go put the blue markers on the road where the fire hydrants are, and they have to do all these things, and so that's part of them building the road, or repaving the road.
Well, I would get with them and see first if it's
We did.
okay
They recommended leaving it,
leaving the stop sign.
leaving the stop sign.
Okay.
Can I say one other thing about, just because everybody yields and doesn't stop, I mean, everybody speeds, but I got a ticket up here a few weeks ago because I was speeding. I was actually speeding and I got caught. Just because everybody else was speeding along with me, I'm the one that got caught. Well, shame on me, I paid it. But the point I'm making is, just because everybody does it, doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying, you know, I'm concerned more about the liability for the city. And I understand, you know, just like if my street has speed bumps, I'd hate them, but I would slow down and bump along on them, because they're there. So, you know, it's just part of it.
I have somebody, Mr. Plant is here, he's lived there almost as long as I have. I've been there 38 years, and I don't know how many times I've almost been rear-ended because people were not used to, and they're still not stopping, even with the stop sign back up there.
I don't know what to say.
How many people do you know that run that stop sign, or, yes? Yeah. But the yield signs was working, it was working much better. And the stop sign, like I
Well,
said,
if
people don't
nobody's
stop.
paying attention to them anyway, and everybody's yielding instead of stopping, what difference does it make?
Well, that's the problem now, is they're not yielding because the stop sign's back there and they're running it anyway. So now you've got people coming all ways. It's very dangerous. I mean, it may be against code, but it's extremely dangerous to leave that stop sign there.
It's not in the code.
What? The stop sign?
The requirement of the stop sign.
I couldn't find it in the code.
No.
It's called the MUTC, is what, I read, and all states have adopted it. Uniform Traffic, I can't remember what it's called, but it's been adopted at the state level, so,
How dot.
and now DOT's adopted, right, now DOT. So, okay, any other comments on this?
I don't see how Aldott would have any reason to even mention that situation.
Okay, the next resolution is authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Mobile County regarding the utilization of county-owned equipment and operators. This resolution, we pass this one every year, and it's time again to look at this again. This is the resolution that we look at and pass every year, and the hold harmless agreement that we enter into with Mobile County. This allows us to use their equipment and their employees on Fridays. And we pay the employee a flat rate for working 8 hours a day, and they do things like they clean out some of our culverts with a big bucket truck. They clean out some of the pipes for us. They clean those out. So they have a lot of equipment that we do not have, and operators. And we will hire them for a day and then pay them directly from the city. Another thing they do is we have road graders. We have road graders that we use. So that's what this is for. And I've attached the agreement to the back. Okay, any question on this one? Or any
You need them every
comments?
Friday, I'm sorry.
No, we don't use them every Friday.
Madam President, on the next item, we have one that's rolled in.
Yeah, I think I saw that we have 2 of them on there. We had one,
Our committee has endorsed this forward to us. It's got the essential things.
Yeah, it's-
This one does.
it does. Well, changed it,
Okay, very good.
okay? The next one, let's see. It says proclamation at the top. I think we'll have to change that though. We have the title on the agenda. Resolution endorsing and supporting the efforts of the Alabama Bicentennial Commission in Semmes, Alabama. We had this already on the agenda, I think, and then you sent it a couple hours ago. So, but Brandy did change on the bottom the planning and promoting the commission's initiatives by designating the alumni and Francis M. School as the community celebration committee. So but we will need to change, Brandy, the title of that one. Okay, council comments, Mr. Baker?
Yeah, we did discuss this before, and I think that it's an important distinction to make. I think if you look at the historical aspects of Semmes and how Heritage Park has played a big part of it in the schoolhouse, I think this would be a positive thing to do.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, this is a great opportunity for us to get on the map in Alabama in a bigger way, and we should jump on it.
Okay, Mr. Webb?
I support.
Ms. Franson?
No comment.
Okay, Mr. Shirey?
I'm in favor of it.
Okay. I do have a couple of questions. I know that when Mobile County celebrated, they had a big celebration about 2 years ago? 2 years ago. And, so they had things that they planned all through the year. They had events all through the year. And I guess my question is, will this be, because it says Alabama's bicentennial, which will be celebrated 2017 through 2019. Is this gonna be a one event thing, or is it gonna be, I guess I'd kinda like to know a little bit more information about what the, Alumni and Friends of Semmes School, what the plans are as far as the celebration. Is it gonna be a one-day event, or is it gonna be something that they're gonna, we're gonna have events all through the year? Ms. Jeanette?
The way that it's been explained to me, when someone mentioned to me that our school might be involved in this, is throughout these 2 years, they're going to start in Mobile County, and they will go around to different, like Ballabatra will have something in the different places. And so it will be like a one event for our city, our municipality. But it'll be moving from city to city, and starting, because Mobile is the oldest city, it's starting in Mobile County first. And then it will move up north and go around to the different areas.
My other question is, what are some of the other cities teaming up or with their historical societies on some of these?
I don't know what other cities are doing. I learned of this at an Alabama Power Retirees luncheon, where there was a person who is on representing Alabama Power with the Bicentennial Committee, and she announced it to us and said, because I always talk about Semmes and our heritage, she said, I think this is something that you should investigate, that your Heritage Day would probably be an event that could be used for this. But every city, every municipality has an opportunity. I don't know what the other municipalities are doing. I understand that this was presented at the, or a table was available when you had your meeting in Huntsville, so about the municipalities. This has been going on now for a couple of years, but they're just now starting to bring it into action.
This is our opportunity for Semmes to get on the list of all the other things going on around the state. And since we already have the May 6, 2017 Heritage Day celebration, we can jump right on the list with that.
Any other questions on this? The only thing I have is that the title would need to be changed. The next,
Question and answer, comment. We're celebrating the bicentennial of the statehood or of it being the territory, because the statehood didn't come till 1819. 2 years later. So what are we celebrating?
We're celebrating Alabama being 200 years old.
Well, the state is not 200 years old till December of 1819. It was a territory for 2 years first, a little over 2 years.
Right.
Right, this is a three-year celebration.
2 years territory, and then
It says 2017 to 2019.
the 3-year period.
Yeah, if you read on down to the bottom, it was December of 1819 when it actually was made a state. So that's my comment or question or whatever. So do we want to do two? One is territory and the other one is 18.
What about 2019, wouldn't it be 200 years?
Yeah, 2019 would be the 200 years of the state.
What's going to be that year's going to be within that time frame, 17, 18, 19, 2017, 18.
all right, so the next one was the proclamation, and we really do not need the proclamation, we'll just have the rest. So we do not have to cover that. Next on the agenda, ABC application for Moe's Original Barbecue. And we're constantly getting new businesses into the city of Semmes, which is a great thing. And Moe's will be opening up, we're looking at mid-October, and it will be at the old Beef O'Grady's location here. So what they're asking for is basically a liquor license and beer license, I believe, so. Council comments, Mr. Baker.
No problem.
Mr. Smith.
No comment.
Mr. Webb.
No comment.
Ms. Franson. And Mr. Shirey.
Okay, it's up to me to make a motion that we put this, that we approve it. Somebody's gonna have to second this.
Right. It'll have to come on there. We have to send this to the ABC board, so, a copy of the resolution. So we've already issued them their business license, and so now they're just waiting on their liquor license.
Now, you threw it there, maybe it looks delicious.
They have them all over. I went to their website and just looked, me and Brandy were looking at all the different sites that they have them. They have one downtown. Yeah, so. Okay, committee report, special projects.
I don't have a report tonight.
Okay, special events.
Yes, the next event, of course, is going to be the Mobile Pop concert on the 26th of this month, which is a Monday night. And I'm sure you've noticed as you drive down Highway 98, once again, our beautiful billboard is up. And I believe we've, between the committee and the council, we have crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. Randy, anything to add to that? We're ready to go. Are there any issues that you're aware of?
None that I'm aware of. I know the application to the school board and the school itself was approved, so that's been taken care of as far as running the auditorium, so everything else is fine as far as I know.
Yeah, we're doing food.
Amanda's taking care of it this year, so
Okay.
she should have it all that covered.
And as, and let's see, we're handling the programs.
Yes, sir.
We get pretty much in the groove of this, so should be a nice evening. We're advertising. We would appreciate everyone showing up. It should be fun. Should be a great night. And then, of course, the next event is on the 20th of October, which is the third Thursday in October, which is the City of Semmes sponsoring the Mobile Municipal League's monthly business meeting / dinner. And it will be, as we discussed at the last council meeting over at Azalea. And I believe that is ready to go. Did you have any issues that popped up on that? We're ready to go. We looked at the menu, we looked at the place. It's large enough. I don't see any problem with that. Any questions? Okay, just for those who don't know, the Mobile Municipal League is an organization of all the elected officials in the county of Alabama, all mayors, council members, sheriff, constables, judges, commissioners, et cetera, et cetera. Anyone who is elected to office is part of this organization. And of course, the city of Semmes too. So we're expecting a good turnout for that night. Any questions on that? 20 October.
All right, historic preservation, Mr. Smith.
The committee met and we went over this proclamation for the Alabama 200 celebration. We went over all the ins and outs, and we enthusiastically support this move to get the Heritage Day celebration May 6, 2017 as our official designated bicentennial celebration event in Mobile. Put it on the map.
Are there any further council or staff comments tonight?
I do have one. I passed out when when I came in, a thing studying this, I could not find anywhere in the code where either the mayor or the city clerk had to provide a map for the election. And I looked, and I didn't find mayor's duties are outlined on that paper that I passed out. And I thought the election went well, I think it was handled, although there were some, provisionals that were apparently turned down. Otherwise, it was handled, I thought, quite well.
When, I know it says election duties of the mayor, but with me running as a candidate, that's why we had to appoint
But,
Randy.
yeah, and that was fine, that's within the code also. It's in, I think it's in the narrative down below.
Right.
Right.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, do I have a second?
So,
All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned at 7:47. President, the meeting is hereby called to order at 8:05 p.m. Please make sure your cell phones are turned off or in the silent mode to avoid any unnecessary interruptions in the meeting. Public comments are only allowed during the public comment portion of the meeting. Please see your agenda. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to address the city council. You'll be notified at the end of 2 minutes that you have 1 minute remaining to summarize. Okay, roll call.
Mayor Hill,
Here.
Councilmember Baker,
here.
Councilmember Smith,
Here.
Councilmember Webb,
Here.
Councilmember Franson,
Here.
Councilmember Shirey.
Here.
Take the invocation and pledge. Mr. Byrd, would you lead us in prayer? And Mr. Johnny Odell, would you lead us with pledge?
Let's pray. Our Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you for our beautiful day you've given to us. We thank you for every provision that's ours in you. We thank you for the cross, for your life, and for your present ministry as our high priest. We thank you, Father. Lord, give us wisdom in these meetings. We thank you, Lord, for your presence with us, and your understanding, and your wisdom, and everything that all of us do. And we thank you for it in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. We have minutes to consider from the August 4th regular session. You can see minutes to look at those. in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The minutes from the August 4th City Council regular session are now approved. Next, we have the minutes from the August 16th regular session to consider.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And minutes from the August 16th regular session is now approved. Do we have any public comments tonight?
No, ma'am.
The first ordinance that we have tonight is the noise ordinance for the city of Semmes. And Mr. Smith, would you like to hold that over?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do I have a motion to hold this over to the next meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote?
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Branson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. Okay, the motion to hold this over to the next meeting is approved. The next ordinance is an ordinance removing the stop sign at the end of Spanish Oak Drive and replacing the yield signs on Pretty Branch Drive East and West. We reviewed and discussed this in the council work session earlier. Do I have a motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading?
No, I want to remove my proposal and change it, probably review it to like a 3 yield sign versus removing the stop sign. I'll present that at the next meeting.
Okay, so I have a motion to hold over for Mr. Shirey.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Branson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. Okay, the motion to hold this ordinance over to the next meeting is approved. The first resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Mobile County regarding the utilization of county-owned equipment and operators. We reviewed and discussed this in the work session earlier. Do I have a motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Branson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. The motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading carries. Any discussion from council?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Branson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. Motion to adopt the resolution carries. The next resolution, we do need to retitle it. Resolution endorsing and supporting the efforts of the Alabama Bicentennial Commission in Semmes, Alabama. We reviewed and discussed this in the council work session earlier. Do I have a motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Branson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirey?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. Motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading carries. Discussion from council, Mr. Baker,
No additional comment.
Mr. Smith.
We need to make sure that it does two things. One, that designates the Alumni and Friends of Semmes School Inc. as our community celebration committee. And secondly, that names the Semmes Heritage Day celebration, May 6, 2017, as our official Alabama 200 bicentennial celebration event.
And that's in the last paragraph there. Okay? Mr. Webb? Any comments? Ms. Franson?
No comment.
Mr. Showers?
Motion to adopt as
Second.
amended.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion to adopt as amended and a second. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Franson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirley?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. The motion to adopt the resolution carries. And the other one we do not need to do because it's a duplicate. Okay, the next resolution is the ABC application for Moe's Original Barbecue. We reviewed and discussed this in the work session earlier. Do I have a motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Franson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirley?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. The motion for immediate consideration and to waive the reading of the resolution carries. Discussion from council, any discussion?
Motion to adopt, because I'm ready for some barbecue.
Okay. Okay, I have a motion to adopt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Franson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shirley?
Yes.
Mayor Hill?
Yes. The motion to adopt the resolution carries. Are there any further council or staff comments tonight? Or any other business that might need to come before the meeting?
What's this, what? This project request?
Which one?
Project request form, PRF, prepared by PRMB Chairman Jerry Showery, committee member Diane Moore, Parks and Recreation and Beautification.
First censor.
I don't have that like that.
Yeah, that's the PRF, and it's for us to consider when we do the budget.
Okay.
So we will do a resolution on that. It'll be the information we use for the budget.
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Shirey, and I can't remember who did the second to adjourn. You have,
Ms. Franson made the motion.
oh, Ms. Franson, okay. And you seconded. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned at 8:18 p.m.
Oh,